Okay, so looking at your buttons just inside your driver's door, we've got these two buttons which changes the illumination of everything. Your pod, your main screen, that's how you change the brightness. You've got your electronic stability control, which you don't really want to switch off because it's there for your safety. The P off button is your front parking sensors, which you can switch on and off when you need them. So if you're driving along in traffic, you're not going to keep beeping all the time. You have hill descent control, so if you were out on a very steep hill and it's a bit slippy, a bit icy, rather than touching the brakes, you literally go into, you stay in your drive, you press that button and you take your feet off the pedals and you just let the engine take you down the hill very slowly. Not going to use that very often at all. Lane keep assist, lane departure warning, excuse me. Lane departure warning. If you indicate to go across a white line, then you won't feel it at all. If you're drifting towards a white line or you're trying to go across a white line and you've not indicated, then you will feel the steering wheel trying to pull you back into the center. It will fight you a little bit, not terribly, but it will fight you a little bit. General driving during the day, I'll be honest with you, I switch that button off. I think it might be handy if you're tired at night and you're motorway driving or something. It, you know, should the worst thing possibly happen and you start to drift off, it will beep at you and keep you safely in your lane. So that's what that's for. This button is your heated steering wheel, and then this is obviously your headlight leveling there. Start her up so that we can see what's going on. So it's foot on the brake and press your button, which is just in front of that's my left knee. So that's the button to press for that. I'm just going to put the lights on in here to try and get a bit more brightness. Now, staying with the right hand side of the steering wheel, behind it we've got our windscreen wipers. If we come down one, we're on the intermittent roller. If we set it at auto, we've now got auto wipers, so you don't really need to touch it again. Your rear wiper is on that roller there. Pull towards you to wash the front windows, push away from you to wash the back windows. There is a button you can press to do the front windows twice if you want to. Okay, let's turn the radio down. So we've got a lot going on the screen in front of us. Obviously the right hand side is your speedo, and you'll see the little lines, a little picture of a car with the lines. That is this button here for your lane keep assist. If I press it, it's now gone off, so I'm not using it anymore. Okay, we've got your fuel gauge in the center to the right, your engine temperature to the center to the left, the gear you're using, obviously your speedo, and now we've got a different screen in the center there. It tells us how much fuel we've got in the car, how much driving we've got. It will give us your average fuel, your instant fuel, and we've got the temperature up in the top left hand corner and the time in the top right hand corner. Now, by changing that screen, we use these buttons. So now I've got a trip A, and I'll just zero that one for you. Zero it by pressing the OK button. We've now got distance B. We've got after departure, so it tells you how long you've been driving, how much fuel you've been using. You've got stop start on this vehicle, which you may or may not decide to use. You'll have your tyre pressures and the back to the driving range, and that's all done by moving that button. Now if we want to move across to the next section, we press the little button that looks like a book, and we've now moved across to a digital speedo. We press it again and it tells us that the lane keep assistant is off. Press it again and it tells us what radio station we're on. Next one gives us a compass, and the next one again gives us settings, so basically we can change the sounds we have, or your light settings, your beeper settings, all those sorts of things. But basically I'd be amazed if you want to touch that, but if you want to, then that's the place to do it. And then obviously the left hand side is your rev limiter. Okay, your cruise control is here, so to put it on, you press on. From the top of the screen there it says auto cruise standby is now on, and to set it, you've got res and set there. You would just pull it down to set. You're now in cruise control. Every time that you move that up or down one, you actually move it 1 mpg. Okay, to cancel, you either press off or you press the foot pedal, brake pedal, and that's it. It's disconnected. Okay, it's that simple.